Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today I decided to create a video about why being a lawyer sucks. I decided to do a deep dive into this topic on Reddit, and I found the comments to be fascinating. I'm going to share those with you. This first person said, "Too many pots boiling all at once. Everything is important, and I can only move so much forward each day. No one really wants my services. They just need them. There's no real sense of purpose, doing the same thing for different people. My inbox, it never stops. And if I'm emailing, the real work sits. There's constant conflict with the opposing counsel and parties, and there's a one-sided perspective. The second I stop working, the money stops or drops. It's hard to leverage or unplug." Now, this individual said there are some good things about the profession. The money is better than a lot of gigs. I sit at a comfortable desk, mostly from home, with a coffee, and I make money. As my wife says, the job immediately tells people something about you, and it is typically respected. The demands are relentless, but I mostly control my schedule. Well, there you go, my friends. There are some positive things about being a lawyer. This next person said, "I could do a task 999 times perfectly, but I only get feedback the one time I missed something small." This next individual said, "Other lawyers are one of the biggest reasons why so many of us dread our work. There are too many lawyers who intentionally increase the temperature on cases, fight over stupid stuff, and generally get in the way of finding commonsensical solutions to our clients' problems. There's too much of a winning mindset instead of really trying to conceptualize what a good future looks like for all involved. Add in the profit incentive to throw gas on the fire, and boom, there's the legal profession." Very insightful. This next commenter said, "Whenever I think being a lawyer sucks, I just remember that working sucks, and I make more money than the average worker. But of course, there are things I still hate, which include billing and adjusters." This next commenter said, "I often say the job would be great if everyone would just listen to me. And by everyone, I mean judges, clients, adjusters, opposing counsel, staff, and lawyers above me in the firm." My friends, no one's going to listen to you at most occupations, unfortunately. This next individual said, "I hate being a punching bag. Like, yes, I understand this issue is highly emotional for you, but that doesn't excuse your temper tantrum. I can handle it. I'm used to it. Whatever. I just wish more people would consistently act like adults." Again, I'm afraid we live in a world where far too many people who are physically mature are not emotionally mature. According to this next commenter, "I have said this in another thread before, but if I could make $150,000 a year mowing yards, I would do it. I worked for a guy for 4 years after college before law school, just cutting grass and doing residential lawn maintenance, and I loved it. Pop in my headphones and get some exercise. Even in the Texas heat, it was bliss." Well, this person could probably exceed $150,000 a year mowing yards if he had a whole crew and multiple rigs out there in the field. There are some people who run lawn and landscape businesses that are very wealthy. This next commenter said, "Every organization is different, but my experience of being in-house is there's still a burden of delivering value. The outside counsel is always trying to pitch against you so they win work. The various departments will always try to get legal to take on management responsibilities, and the board isn't always paying attention to the line between legal and management. They just want things done." That's the case in a lot of businesses. Management is often out of touch with reality. This next commenter said, "I've been in-house for 18 years, and this has been my experience too." The next commenter said, "My list is pretty short. I'm in family law. Clients are ungrateful whenever we win or lose. If we lose, it's either my fault, the other side, the court, or the system. But any way it is, I can't do anything about it. If we win, we should have won more. This person went on to say, I never get to work with my best clients very much because they're the reasonable ones that settle. I feel like I can actually help people even if it doesn't immediately feel like it. And it's fun to catch liars on the stand and in motions. In family law, everyone lies, especially the addicts and abusers. Overall, the good outweighs the bad. Any job has its bad parts, and it's just about finding something you enjoy enough to put up with the bad. This next individual said, I like being a lawyer, but it's scary to have people depending on you, and the answers not always being very clear. It is also very nice to write arguments about how right I am and how much my client should win. But then, there's the other one of you jerks writing arguments about how wrong I am and how much my client should lose. Could really do without that last part, but alas, it's part of the game. Another commenter said, I generally like my state government job, but I sometimes feel exploited by the government for what I put in versus what I'm paid. I'm disrespected by other lawyers who seem to all think we all work 9 to 5 with a 2-hour lunch break. And I'm misunderstood and unfairly judged by the public, including my friends and family members who don't understand the job or the role and who rely on the news, which also doesn't understand the job and the role. This next person said, I really like my job, I'll confess. The bad parts all come from the billing model, the constant pressure to be generating hours, the difficulties in leveraging and scaling work, the general irritation of taking the time to bill work, but the actual practice, I love. Now this person has a list of 6 things that he hates. Narcissistic bosses, the narcissistic work culture, narcissistic clients, susceptible to recession, low utility outside of the profession, and crazy hours. This next individual said, having to take the blame when the facts or circumstances are outside of your control. This is especially true in trial work. Well, I can see why this individual may not be happy with his job as a lawyer. This next individual said, to me, the big stressor is that every email that comes in could be a threat to sue me for malpractice, or a client saying they lied about something, or a judgment that went totally the wrong way. This next commenter said, attorney life is definitely not for people who want real work-life balance. I wouldn't say it sucks though. I love what I do. I do work a lot, but I've learned to balance it well. I don't allow people to treat me as a punching bag, and I can't say I've ever truly been treated as such. The part that sucks for me is sometimes morality and the law, which doesn't stand side by side. This next commenter said lawyers, by and large, think being a lawyer sucks because by and large, these are aged, gifted children whose first job was making over 6 figures in a desk job where other people respected them because of how super duper smart they are. Being a lawyer is awesome, and I have zero respect for anyone who says otherwise. This next individual said, billing is awful. Judges have become freckless dweebs, generally unwilling to make decisions. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, crushing caseloads, and some of my clients are the worst. Well, there you go, my friends. These are all of the reasons why people hate being a lawyer. I'm curious what you think about all this. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.